Hi, my name is James. I'm a Cross Purpose graduate. I'm alumni. I'm also employed with Cross Purpose organization. I am a maintenance slash custodian for Cross Purpose. I guess I grew up in a pretty middle class family in the beginning. My father passed away when I was 13 years old. My dad was a Vietnam vet. When he passed away, because of my dad was sort of I wouldn't say he was a bully, but he didn't tolerate certain people. So he had a lot of friends. I'll call them friends in the East Side. So when he passed away, I got a lot of that hate put on me. Like when I was 13 years old, I was invited to a house party, which was sort of weird. I should not have went. I should have knew better, because I was kind of an A+ student, so I didn't get invited to stuff like that. So I got invited to a house party, and then the house party, there's a few guys that turned out, I won't name no names, but kind of turned the lights off on me in the basement, and they broke my face. They tried to stomp me out, and then when I survived it, I made it home. I had my eye hanging out. It was funny. I was like 13 years old. I had to walk into my mom like that. After that, it just became like a survival of the fittest type deal. There was only one way to survive. This was during the time, this is 1989. The Crips were moving into my neighborhood, and the Bloods. We got together and we started our own gang, which is now probably Denver's biggest Mexican gang. So in the 80s, when the gangs came, we had gangs, of course, but they fought in the park, like fist fights, they all walked away type deal, And then all of a sudden we were brought up where these guys were pulling up in cars, shooting us. I think I lost my first friend in '89 also. That was Angel Avalos. I have probably 36 dead homies. And that's all ranged from suicide to me killing one of them. So yeah, life's been kind of hard my way. I went to a party on October 27, 1995 at my friend Shaky Loke's house. And during this party, we had an incident where we were young, we were still underage, so we were trying to buy beer. And this guy, Jerry Marquez, he kind of came over and took advantage of us and took our money and brought us back like a 6-pack of beer for like $200 worth of money. And my buddy got mad. My buddy Shaky Loke got mad, and I had a gun, but I had this Israeli assault pistol, so it was like a gun that killed everybody. It would shoot bullets forever, man. And I gave it to him, and he loaded it and cocked it, and he was gonna go out in the back and shoot Jerry. When Shaky Loke went outside, Jerry had a friend with him. There was another old dude from the neighborhood they called Mario from the Barrio. And Mario knew Shaky had the gun, so Mario pretty much talked Jerry real quick into giving us back our money. So we went out there, Shaky Loke got the money, Jerry and Mario left, nothing happened. That gun stood cocked that whole night, right? The whole night, everybody wanted to see this gun. So this gun goes around the room, and I'm talking about everybody's touching it. And it goes around the room all night long. Doesn't fire a shot. And I went and got the gun. And when Shaky Loke handed it to me, his name was Willie Thomas. When he handed me the gun, I shot him. So that was the beginning of my prison life. So I got 12 years for that. So I got out. I had three kids at the time I got out. My youngest son was 2 years old because I made parole a few times. I tried to do well just on my own, just doing businesses and stuff like that. But make a long story short, I did a bunch of everything. I drove truck for 20 years. I built houses. I did everything. We did everything. Whatever it was to make a buck. I've been really trying to stay away from the gang environment just because of my kids. So now my kids are old. I ended up with 5 sons during this time. My oldest is 30, gonna be 30 years old this year. I have a 28-year-old, a 26-year-old, which I just recently got hired with Cross Purpose. So he's actually working at the Denver office. And I have a 20-year-old that turns 21 this year, and an 17-year-old that turns 18. I thought I could be good by just being a good man, but it didn't work. It just didn't work. So I got separated from my marriage in 2020. When I got separated, I didn't know what to do. All my whole life was providing for people, working for people, not doing for me. So and I went back to the gangs, and I was like 47 years old, dude, or 46 years old, kicking with all these stupid, these kids had guns, and they were selling drugs, and people were dying from the drugs, and I'm over there trying to get drunk so I could be comfortable with them, and it just hit me like, I was done. I just thought I was done. I thought this life was over with. So I sold all my cars, I sold all my trucks, I gave my son all my tools. I went and bought a bunch of guns. I went and bought about 7 guns. And I don't know why I bought so many of them, because all I was going to do was just shoot myself. A friend of mine kind of found out. What I was going to do. So he called me up. He came to my house. Called me up first to see if I was going to be home. Came to my house. And when he came to my house, he was telling me about, so-and-so said I was going to do this and that. And I was kind of laughing at him like, yeah, right, dude, I wouldn't do that. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, I'll probably do it after you leave, Starts telling me about Cross Purpose. Oh yeah, and he also reminded me that my son's birthdays were coming up like the next following week or something like that. So I started thinking, I don't want to ruin their birthdays. If I do this now, I just ruin their birthdays forever. So I called Cross Purpose. I talked to Roxy. She told me, come on down and all this. I ended up on orientation on October 27th, which is the day, I kind of ruined my life. So I was just like, October 27th, that's kind of weird, So I came down here, did the orientation, and everybody was weird. Like, everybody kept the faith part away from me, which was good, because I probably would have ran away at that time. And yeah, I came down here, did my orientation. We started on November, I think, 7th. This is when I started my class of 2022. I came here, I was probably like the worst thing Cross Purposes ever saw. Jimmy and Lisa didn't know what to do with me. Lisa was kind of scared to coach me. I just sort of I met people. I started meeting Dale. I started meeting Pastor Theo. I just met a bunch of people, and I just started, I used to go to Theo just to argue with him, just to argue why there is no God, And then he'd argue with me back, why there is. And next thing I know, I was there every time that he had ministries. I had ministries with him. And I lived in this dark for so long, like, and there was this love that was, there was this love that was available. So it was like time to give up the darkness and move into light. It's been the hardest thing I've ever done, but it's also been the greatest journey of my life. So I don't know if I was even loved as a kid. Like, I don't really remember any of that. I don't really remember that. And here, there's nothing but love. So that's what keeps me going, and that's what's gonna eventually have me baptized. Because I do accept Jesus as my Lord and Savior, which I've never have done that before. I didn't have no faith in any of this, to tell you the truth. And it wasn't really because I didn't believe, it was because I was told and shown that faith is like for the meek, I guess. And I guess I'm just the meek.